I don't think that is synced in. Sorry, guys. Let me just. We'll be starting seated, so if you just want to come into a comfortable seated posture.
Pip,
Yes.
sorry, I can't see you.
I'm going to connect to my Bluetooth, sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see how it goes. All right. So just bring the hands to the legs or onto the lap, wherever you're comfortable to be. And let the shoulders just soften down to your sides. Imagine the sides of the neck just elevating upwards. Sides of the neck feel long. And the shoulders just draping down away. Just notice the breath coming through the nose. Noticing it may be one side of the nose being clearer than the other. Or the clearer side, your more active nostril. That can often change throughout the day, one side to the other, might shift. Notice the breath coming into the chest space. And see if you can send that towards the back of the chest, so more towards the shoulder blades. So feeling an expansion around the upper torso. Now sense the just sort of below the chest of the ribs, so that full circumference of the rib cage, now the front, the sides, and the back of the ribs. Again, feeling into that expansion on your inhales, softening inwards as you exhale. Stacking the head over the chest, over the sit bones. So you create this full intra-abdominal pressure with the breath, and the torso is up straight. Noticing as you inhale that there's the expansion of this cylinder of your torso, getting wider, getting bigger. As you exhale and everything draws in towards the center, almost the crown of the head is elevating further up. Imagine your torso like a tube. You inhale, feel the expansion to the sides. And as you exhale, draw the core in and the crown of the head is lengthening up. Just feel into that a few more breaths. You're creating a bit more space and connection to your center as you breathe. Bringing that soft ujjayi sound to the breath, if you haven't already. And starting to bring a bit of heat to the breath. We'll take also a few rounds of the Nadi shoulder. Back of your left hand is to your knee and connect the index finger to thumb. Extend out through the other three fingers. So it's your left hand. I won't mirror you. So the other three fingers are said to represent your three states of consciousness, your awake state, your dream state, and your deep sleep. So extending out various conscious states. Your right hand, your thumb is going to come to your right nostril and use your thumb to close the right nostril. Good. As you inhale, breathe in through the left. Now use your ring finger to close the left nostril and exhale through the right. Stay as you are. Inhale through the right side. Close both nostrils. And then open the left to exhale. Stay as you are. Inhale through the right, through the left. Close both nostrils, hold the breath, and open the right to exhale. Stay as you are. Inhale through the right. Close both nostrils, hold the breath, lift the focus towards third eye space. Open the left to exhale. Stay as you are. Inhale through the left. Close both nostrils, hold the breath, lift the focus to third eye space. Open the right to exhale. Stay as you are. Inhale through the right. Close both, hold the breath, lift the focus to third eye space. Open the left to exhale, and we do 3 rounds of breath just through the left side. Inhale through left. Exhale left. Inhale left. Visualize the breath traveling to the right side of the brain. Exhale, bring clearing to that side. Once more, inhale left side, being our feminine side. Exhale. Close the left nostril. Inhale through the right, we do 3 rounds. Exhale right. Again, inhale right. Visualize the breath traveling to left side of the brain. Exhale, clearing that space. Once more, inhaling right, our masculine side, connected to the sun, Surya. Exhale. Just allow the right hand to rest to your knee. Take a deeper breath or a sniff if you need to. An easy exhale. Take a couple of full feeling breaths. Noticing how the airways feel now, how your energy feels now. On your next inhale, allow the shoulders to lift up towards your ears. Hold the breath for a moment as you bring the shoulder blades towards each other, so squeezing and activating the space between them. As you exhale, without pressing them down, just let them go. Let them just melt down your back. Again, inhale, lift the shoulders up towards your ears. Hold the breath, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, let them go. Once more, inhale, lift the shoulders high. Hold the breath, squeeze and activate the space between them. And exhale, let it go. Extend the left leg out to your side. Keep the right heel tucked in towards the groin. You can set up onto a block if that helps. Okay, if it's comfortable for you to open the right knee out a little bit wider, try that. Good, nice. And then thinking the shoelace bit of your foot was trying to roll towards the floor. I have grubby feet already this morning. Excuse my feet. The left hand is at your side, or if you prefer, down the inside of the leg. Okay, the pressing of the inside of the leg is going to help you open the chest a little bit more, but if it feels more steady, hand on the floor, that's fine. Okay. Inhale, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling, lengthen the right side of the body. As you exhale, lean over towards the left. You're either going directly to your side or kind of down the leg. As we all have the hand on the inside, that's perfect. Press the hand into the leg so you feel your sternum at the chest center roll open a little bit more towards the ceiling. Now physically feel the breath coming into the right side of your rib cage. Soften the neck as you exhale. Let go of the weight of the head completely, as though your head has fallen asleep. Now sense the right armpits just slightly rolling towards your cheek. So you feel the shoulder blade wrap around the side of the ribs a little bit more. Good. Kevin, extend over to the right a little bit more. Sorry, the left a little bit more with your hand. That's it. Good. Now keep the head really nice and heavy. We bring in neck release. So the fingertips are going to reach over to the right side of the room. Palm faces the floor. Spread the hand open. The hand is just below the height of your shoulder. And then reach out through the fingertips a little bit further. Try and bring the head of the shoulder further away from the earlobe. Sense the right collarbone being a little bit more open or longer, so your chest is open. Again, use the left hand to help you roll the chest towards the ceiling a little bit more. Let go of the weight of your head, relax into the jaw as well. So the lips stay closed, but there's a little bit of space between the back teeth. Take a really full breath into that. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now keep the head really heavy. Use the strength of your right arm to bring the torso up a little bit more straight. And then use your left hand to bring underneath the head, like you're lifting someone's head who's fast asleep. Just press the head back up onto the neck. Good, nice. Switching the legs over, we'll take a neck release on the other side. Again, maybe this knee can open out, but see how your knee feels. Okay, have a wriggle if you need to. So either right hand at your side or hand down the inner calf. Lift the left hand up to the ceiling. So use that arm to lengthen space around the ribs first, and then take it over for more of a side opening. Good. Connect the back of that right hand into your leg so your sternum rolls a little bit more open towards the ceiling. And then use the arm to create more space around the ribs. Deep, full breath. So you're using your breath to stretch all those tiny intercostal muscles around the rib cage. And let go of the weight of your head completely. Bring in neck release. So your left hand is reaching out to the left side of the room. Spread the fingers open and the hand is just a little lower than your shoulder. And try and roll the left shoulder blade towards your spine a little bit. So you're just a bit more open in that chest space. So the hand doesn't necessarily reach back. Just roll the shoulder blade to the spine. It'll open the chest. Relax into the jaw. So there's a bit of space between the molars. And allow the breath to just wash through the space there. Take a really full inhale. As you exhale, use the strength of your left arm to bring the torso up, and then use your right hand to press the head back up onto the neck. So after we've taken these deep stretches for these small, delicate muscles in the neck, we're not asking them to contract again to lift our heavy brains full of wisdom. Okay, we're coming into abdominals from here. You'll need 2 blocks. I'm going to show you first on this one. So it's a little bit more connection into the pelvic floor. So rather than the abdominals as such, we're getting a little bit more of the muscles that support the internal structure of your spine. So it's a bit more stability focused. You're going to take a block just on the lowest ledge underneath the sacrum, just enough so that your pelvis is able to tuck a little bit more. That's going to help us bring a bit more feeling into the lower abdomen and pelvic floor. Your second block is in the hands and you're pushing it up to the ceiling. Please do not drop the block on your face. They are heavy ones. Lifting the toes up to the ceiling. So you move on the exhale, okay? Say that internally to yourself. You move on the exhale. You inhale. Exhale, one leg is going to reach forwards, slightly inwardly rotated. So you're leading almost with the inner side of the foot. Our feet are pointed, forest feet. And at the end of it, you're still tucking the tailbone under. You stay still for the inhale. And exhale, you pull belly down, pushing the block up. to lift the leg back in. You stay still on the inhale. Exhale, other leg lowers. You stay still on the inhale. Exhale brings the leg back up. Now you stay still on the inhale. The third one, you exhale into straddle. That can be very small, so it goes wherever your legs can stay straight. Some of you will be more open. You tuck the tailbone still. So you're rolling the knees towards the floor, not toes towards you. So you're rolling that way. Try not to let the feet come closer than your hips, okay? You stay still on the inhale, and you exhale, bring the legs back in towards each other. You're pulling belly down, so you're working the legs from the core. So all the inner line of the legs connects into this space too, which is why we slightly get that inward rotation here too. Okay, set yourself up. Lowest block. Julie, do you have 2 blocks? Perfect, cool, great. Nice. So find that sort of shelf of your back just above your tailbone. It feel quite comfortable to rest onto. It shouldn't feel like it's on your spine. Kelly, you might need to bring it down towards your bum a little bit more. So you should be able to tuck your tailbone. So think your lower spine sinking towards the floor, the belly button falling to the ground. Good. How does that feel, Jenny? Is that okay? Yeah. Good. Perfect. The other block between your hands and lift the block to the ceiling. Toes up. Good. So push up through the ball of the feet, splay the toes open. So not flexed, not pointed, it's flointed, like Barbie feet. Good. Maria, push up through the balls of the feet a bit more. That's it. Then curl the toes back towards you. Just the toes. Yes. Highest heels. Good. That means the arch of the foot is active, which also the fascia of there feeds through to the lower core as well. Tuck the tailbone if you haven't already. Now push your block in your hands up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, send the right leg forwards and down, just about halfway. Keep it as long as you can. Stay still as you inhale, push the hands up higher. As you exhale, pull belly to floor, lift the leg back up again. Stay still. Inhale. Exhale, left leg lowers forwards and halfway down. Slightly inwardly rotate the leg. Tuck the tailbone. Stay still. Inhale, push your hands up. Exhale, lift the leg back up again. Stay still. Inhale. Exhale, legs open to straddle. Toes not coming any closer than your hips. Good. Straighten the legs. Stay still. Inhale, push the hands higher. Exhale, use the core to pull down to squeeze the legs back towards each other. We do another round. Stay still. Inhale. Exhale, right leg lowers forwards and halfway down. Push out through the ball of the foot. Slightly inward rotate the leg. Stay still. Inhale, push your hands higher. Exhale, lift the leg back into the center. Tuck the tailbone. Stay still. Inhale, push the hands higher. Exhale, left leg lowers forwards and halfway down. Slightly inwardly rotate the leg. Stay still. Inhale, lengthen the limbs. Exhale, pull the leg back in. Pull belly to floor, tuck the tailbone. Stay still. Inhale, push the hands higher. Exhale, open legs to straddle. Tuck the tailbone. Stay still. Inhale, lengthen the limbs. Exhale, pull the belly down to squeeze the legs towards each other. We do one more round. Inhale, lengthen the limbs. Exhale, right leg lowers forwards and halfway down. Stay still. Inhale, lengthen the limbs. Exhale, pull belly down, lift the leg back in. Stay still. Inhale, lengthen the limbs. Exhale, left leg lowers forwards and halfway down. Slightly rotate the leg. Stay still. Inhale, lengthen the limbs. Exhale, pull the belly down to lift the leg back in. Stay still. Inhale, lengthen limbs. Exhale, open legs out to straddle. Tuck the tailbone. Stay still. Inhale, lengthen arms and legs. Exhale, pull the belly down, lift the legs back in. Bend the knees, take the feet to the floor. Good. Take the block in your hands between the inner thighs. And then take the block underneath your pelvis away. Good. Take the hands to interlace around the back of the head. Feet stay on the floor for the first 4. Tuck the tailbone so your lower back is flush to the ground. Without lifting your head for now, just point the elbows up towards the ceiling so you can see them in your peripheral vision. The shoulder blades are spread apart. Take a full deep breath in. As you exhale, squeeze the inner thighs into the block and curl the head and shoulders up as you pull the belly to the floor. Stay where you are. Inhale, lift the armpits and elbows further up. And as you exhale, soften the head back to the ground. Stay where you are. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze it into the block, curl the head and shoulders up, pull the belly to the floor. As you inhale, lift the elbows, lift the armpits higher. And as you exhale, melt everything back to the floor. Just do one more. Inhale where you are. Exhale, squeeze into the block, curl the head and shoulders up. Inhale, lift the elbows, lift the armpits higher. And as you exhale, melt everything back to the floor. The elbows open out to the sides. Keep squeezing into the block. Pick the feet up so the legs are almost at 90 degrees. The feet can drop slightly lower than the knees. Again, floint the feet. Display the toes open like Barbie feet. Good. So we take just curl ups, but with a bit more focus into inner thighs still. So stay where you are. Inhale. As you exhale, squeeze into the block. Curl the head and shoulders up. Pull the lower belly to the floor. Inhale. Unravel head to the ground. Exhale, squeeze it into the block, curl head and shoulders up, pull the lower belly to the floor. Inhale, unravel. Two more. Exhale, squeeze into the block, curl head and shoulders up, think armpits still lifting. Inhale, unravel head to the floor. Exhale, squeeze into the block, curl head and shoulders up, pull lower belly to the ground. Inhale, head to the floor. Take the feet to the ground. Good. Take the block away from between the inner thighs. Keep it in reach. Come to bridge pose, unsupported to begin with. So have the hands just resting at the sides of the body. Feet hips distance apart, so heels are in front of the sit bones. Take a full breath into your lower belly space. As you exhale, lift the tailbone off the ground and slowly roll the rest of the spine up like you're peeling it away from the ground. Lengthen the back of the neck. Now focus into the feet. Spread the toes open so you acknowledge each toe against your mat. And notice that the weight feels even between the outer edge of the foot and the inner edge of the foot. So you're evenly distributed between the two. So the pressing of the inner line of the foot is going to keep the knees in line. So imagine you're holding a football between the knees. So there's just a little bit of drawing inwards towards your center. It might not physically move, but sense the knees reaching forwards. Take a full inhale, expand the ribs. Now stay up. As you exhale, draw the rib cage in and tuck the tailbone so you get a bit more traction through the spine. Again, inhale, expand the ribs. Exhale, draw the ribs into the center, lengthen the tailbone away from the back of the ribs. Once more, full inhale. Exhale, draw the core into the center, lengthen the tailbone away from the back of the ribs. Inhale where you are. As you exhale, this time slowly roll the spine towards the floor, but bring your pelvis closer to your feet as you lengthen down. So you lengthen yourself even longer into the mat. Once you're grounded, give the knees a gentle rock side to side. And then we're going to take a supported bridge with your block underneath your pelvis. So whenever you're ready, use your exhale to curl back up into bridge again. And slide the block, if it's comfortable, on the highest height underneath the sacrum. You can take the medium ledge of it if that feels too high. Okay, that also depends on your leg length, not necessarily your flexibility. Good. Nice. So again, find the point with the block that you can still tuck your tailbone. So it should be more, the block should be resting pretty much on your tailbone or the sacrum, which will allow your lower back to sink to the ground. You'll get a nice lengthening through the lower lumbar spine. Play around with the position of it if you want to, if you're not sure. You're going to take your right ankle onto your left thigh for figure of 4. Good. And just let the weight of the right knee drop open, just to wherever it comes to. You might want to take your foot a little bit further over to the left side of the room, so it's more of your ankle resting on the thigh than your foot. You might feel you can kind of let it drop out a little bit more there. Again, play around with where feels good with that. Let the breath come right down into the lower belly space, as though you are breathing. Even just visualize or imagine you can breathe towards your right hip bone space. So the breath moving into those lower abdominals is going to help open into that sort of psoas space in the lower core. Again, focusing on this connection between core and legs, the lower body, upper body connection. As you inhale, reach the right toes up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, again, just let the leg become heavy towards you. So you're just lengthening through the hamstring. It might not feel like a hamstring stretch, but you're just letting the leg lengthen. Keep the left knee reaching forwards and still tucking the tailbone. So you're curling the pubic bone towards the navel. It's going to help the right leg feel a bit heavier towards your torso. Keep pressing out through the ball of the foot. So the leg stays straight. Good. Again, full deep breath in. As you exhale, just let the weight of the leg come towards you. Might be very, very subtle. Inhale. Exhale, the weight of the leg comes towards you. Last one, inhale. Exhale, leg comes towards you. Now take this right leg into half heroes. You're going to thread it underneath the buttock. So you can use your right hand to tuck it underneath. Try to bring the big toenail towards the floor. So you're getting a stretch through the front of the ankle. If that feels quite intense in your foot, use your hand just to keep the foot kind of off the floor. Good. Press the right knee forwards now. So you're feeling that hopefully in your right quads, right hip flexor. I can certainly hear that talking to me. If you want a bit more juice out of it, bring your left knee towards your chest. And it's the distance of the knees reaching away from each other that's going to give you more into that. Notice your right knee might want to open out to the side. Keep it coming in towards the center again. Use the inner thigh strength to bring it in. Maria, just try and hug your right knee into center a little bit more. Your right knee, yes, good. Perfect. One more full breath where you are. And as you next exhale, start to bring the left foot down if it's lifted and replace the right foot. So rebalance yourself on the block first if you need to, or you can come completely out of the pose back in. Good. When you're ready, the left ankle onto the right thigh into figure of 4. Allow the weight of the leg to drop open. So you might want more of your ankle on the thigh rather than the foot. Visualize the breath coming towards the left hip bone, left lower abdominal space. Maybe just notice where else in the body is creating any resistance, maybe around the neck or the jaw or your back. And lengthen the left toes up towards the ceiling, leg is straight. Doesn't matter how sort of far towards you it comes or doesn't come. Use the breath. Inhale, expand the ribs. As you exhale, sense the tailbone tucking or curling towards the ceiling, and the weight of the leg come towards you. Take 2 more full breaths at your own pace with that. Stay quite active through the left leg so it moves as one piece. Good. And gently bringing this left leg underneath the body for that half hero. So you're tucking the left big toenail underneath you, underneath the buttock. Good. Again, support the weight of the foot if it feels too strong in the foot. Press forwards through the left knee, and then if you want to sort of upgrade it, you bring your right knee in towards your chest and reach the knees in opposite direction to each other. Take a full deep breath in. As you exhale, hug the left knee slightly more towards the center line of the mat. So you're engaged with strength into it too. So it's not just a passive stretch. Keep slightly trying to tuck the tailbone, stay lengthening away from that lower back arch. Creating space, not compression. Good. On your next exhale, take the right foot to the floor if it's floating and return the left foot grounded. Good. Press yourself up away from your block. Just take a breath there and slowly then roll back to the floor. Lengthen pelvis closer to your feet as you roll down. It might feel quite nice just to rock the knees from one side to the other a couple of times once you're grounded. Good. Either rolling to one side or take a gentle rock and roll up to seated. And come straight over towards an all fours position from there. Spread the palms open into the floor. We'll take 3 cat and cow. So your inhale brings you into a back bend. And exhale, round the spine to the ceiling. Push really actively through the arms. Inhale, lift the tailbone and chest to back bend. Exhale, pressing, bless you, spine to ceiling. Inhale, come into back bend. Exhale, pressing spine to ceiling. We do 3 reverse breath cat-cows. So stay with this rounding. Inhale into the back ribs. And as you exhale, just let the spine sink and melt towards the floor. I'm really into this at the minute. I'm repeating it loads. Inhale, balloon the back of the ribs up to the ceiling. Exhale, let it all melt towards the ground. Once more, inhale, balloon the back of the ribs up. Exhale, melt your way into the back bend. Good. Now balloon the back of the ribs back up again. Pause there, walk the hands an inch or so further forwards. Keep the back of the ribs pressing open. Bend into the elbows and hug the elbows in towards each other. Just tricked you into turbo puppy there, huh? So ribs pushing up the other way, Jenny. Push your spine round. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. Now lower the elbows another centimeter towards the floor and pull them a centimeter closer towards each other. Relax your neck a whole load. And take a really big breath into back ribs. So now you feel a bit of strength in the arms and the back and the shoulders too. Now tuck the toes underneath. See if you can keep your upper body and arms exactly where they are, but hover the knees an inch off the floor. It's okay if you're there for half a second. You take 4 to 6 breaths if you can. Hover the knees. Keep the elbows low and pulling towards each other. Keep your index finger knuckle pressing into the floor. Good, Kelly. Really nice. Bronwyn, round your spine even more. Spread shoulder blades. Yes. I like a shaking. Good, Julie. Well done. And knees to the floor if you haven't already. Well done. Keep the toes tucked underneath. Sit back onto the heels into kneeling or higher kneeling if it feels good too. Turn the palms up to the ceiling. Spread the fingers open. Elbows stay squeezing in towards the sides of the ribs. Take an inhale. Spread the shoulder blades open. As you hold the breath, squeeze the top of the shoulder blades together as best as you can sense. Again, even if you're imagining it. As you exhale, this time kind of press that space down. Inhale, balloon the back of the ribs. Hold the breath, squeeze the middle of the shoulder blades together as best as you can sense. Exhale, slide that space down. Inhale, spread the shoulder blades. Hold the breath. Now try and bring the base of the shoulder blades together. So pull the elbows back and exhale, slide that space down. Good. Take the hands back to the floor in front of you. The first few months of doing that, top of the shoulder blades, mid shoulder blades, base, it didn't make any sense to me. But the more you visualize it, the more your brain will connect neurologically to new muscles. It will make sense eventually. Bring the elbows all the way to the ground. Interlace the fingers together with index fingers pointing out. It's like your Charlie's Angels mudra. Press the shoulder blades open. Let the neck relax into it. We come into dolphin from here. Tuck the toes underneath. Take a full deep breath into back ribs. As you exhale, lift the knees up, lift the hips high. Good. Now press your index fingers further forwards. So your chest pushes through the armpits towards your legs. Again, try to let the neck really relax into it. Trust yourself to be upside down. You're all strong. Your arms will support you. Your head will not fall off. Let go of the neck. Good. Relax the jaw. Good. Now, again, breathe wide into the ribs. As you exhale, squeeze everything into the center, elevate the hips further up. Inhale, breathe wide into the ribs. Exhale, squeeze everything into the center, lift the hips further up. One more, inhale. Exhale. Slowly bring the knees down to the floor. Rest, sit back onto the heels, either with tucked toes or flat feet. Roll the shoulders down the back. Just take a rest of the shoulders. So I want you to exaggerate into that feeling a little bit more. So your inhale, you almost sink towards the ground. And as you exhale, you press yourself further up. So you inhale, you can have as much bend in the knees as feels good. You inhale, let yourself kind of drop into it. As you exhale, squeeze everything into the center and push the floor away, push the floor away, push the floor away, squeeze everything in. Inhale. So I'm going wider on the inhale and taller on the exhale. Okay. Take about 4 breaths again with that, your own pace. You're working the strength and mobility of the sides of the shoulder blades, the rib cage, the core muscles, and the spine, like you're trying to traction and stretch the spine upside down. The weight of your head relaxing is also going to help the spine here too. Just feel into it in your own breath pace. Think sit bones pressing upwards on the exhales. Create space. How's that feeling in your core? Is that okay? Yeah. Deep breath in. And exhale. Good, nice. Whenever you're ready, you can bring the knees to the floor. Good, and sit back to the heels. Good, again into kneeling, either on the feet or up. Bring the hands to hold on to your lowest rib that you can feel. A nice way to get that kind of wider breath is to physically kind of use the hands. So as you breathe in, try and expand the ribs sideways. Breathe into your hands. As you exhale, use the hands to squeeze the ribs into the center. Good. Inhale, breathe into the hands. Exhale, squeeze the rib cage in. One more. Inhale, breathe into the hands. Exhale, squeeze it all in. Bring the hands out in front of you. Again, hover the elbows off the floor. Tuck the toes round the back, lift up into turbo dog. Elbows hovering. I don't mind if you hold here just for that split second. You're just squeezing that strength around the base of the shoulder blades. You can move that straight into downward dog when you need to. Those of you that are used to turbo dog, you can take every downward dog as turbo style. Good. Up to you. Nice. Now paddle through the feet, work a bit more strength on lengthening through the back of the legs. And then walk the feet open about as wide as your mat is. Turn the toes slightly in and the heels slightly out. Imagine the inner thighs rolling towards the back of the room and the sit bones elevating up to the ceiling. Take a full deep breath in. Full deep breath out. Step the feet back into hips distance apart and then start walking them towards the top of the mat for forward fold. Feet hips distance apart, soft bend in the knees. Hold on to alternate elbows and drape yourself down the legs. Pull the elbows slightly towards the ground. Allow the arms then to dangle. Take a full deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly roll yourself through to standing. Keep the arms and the head really heavy until the rest of the spine is straight. So imagine your belly button is almost pushing you up to standing. When the spine is straight, roll the shoulders down and place the head on top last. As you inhale, bring the hands up to the ceiling. Interlace the hands together. And like you did in the core work, bring the palms to hug the back of the head. Use your thumbs to massage around the occiput ridge of the skull, this kind of ridge line where your neck meets the head. We hold a lot of tension in that space. Give it a massage. Good. Now keep the thumbs in that ridge line. Hug the elbows in towards your temples. So again, I've got my thumbs under the ridge of the skull. Hug the back of the head. Take a really big breath into the back of the shoulder blades. Reach your elbows forwards. Exhale as much bend in the knees as you want to. Come back into your fold. Now you're not pulling the head towards the floor, but just let the thumbs rest into that ridge line again. You can keep a bit of massage going into it if it feels good too. So again, you're just encouraging a little bit of traction through the back of the neck. You're not pulling the head, you're just using an extra bit of weight to help. Good. Stay where you are, inhale. As you exhale, let the hands drape towards the floor. Take a half lift, lengthen forwards, keep the neck soft if it feels best to you. Exhale, soften towards the leg, step the right leg back behind you and take the knee down to the floor. Inhale, bring the arms around to the sides and up to the ceiling. As you exhale, bring your left hand down to the inside of the leg. You can have a block under that hand if it helps. Close the gap between the arm and the leg so they are pressing towards each other, and then open the chest around towards the right side of the mat. Try to keep the hips facing square to the front. Good, so pull back through your left sit bone, press the right hip bone forwards. Good. Now the arm that's reaching up to the ceiling, bring that more towards your gaze. So it's less reaching directly up, just soften it, yeah, towards the right side of the room a bit more so you can see it with ease. Completely let go of the weight of the neck. Again, let the head drop, just try it. Let it go, let it go, let it go. That's it. And breathe into the right side of the ribs that feel a bit more open. And then gently bring that right hand down to the floor. Step back into plank position, inhale. As you exhale, bring the knees to the floor and the chest to the ground. Gaze slightly forwards to stay long. Take the hands a pace further forwards of the shoulders. Roll shoulder blades down the back. Gently lift the chest, inhale. Now pull the floor to you so you feel your rib cage is trying to lengthen forwards as you come back into the floor. Try that again. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Gently lift the chest and the ribs. Now pull the mat towards you so you come forwards and back into the floor. Hands under the shoulders, press up to all fours as you breathe in. Send back to child's pose as you exhale. Spring straight back up to all fours as you breathe in. Tuck the toes, turbo dog, exhale, elbows hovering. Relax the neck, inhale. Exhale, everything squeezes into the core. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze everything into the core. Straighten the elbows if you're still at turbo dog. Lift the left leg up to the ceiling, breathe in. Exhale, bring the knee underneath towards your nose. Pause there, shoulders forwards. Curl the nose towards your knee. Lower the hips towards the ground a little bit. Good. Send the toes back up to three-leg dog. Reach all the way up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale again, bring the knee underneath towards your nose, shoulders forwards. Now flex the left foot and with as least effort as you can, step it down between the hands. Lovely. Get back knee to the floor again, same lunge, arms lifting around and up, inhale. As you exhale this time, bring the hands to the floor and step up to forward fold. Good, half lift as you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften into the legs. Slowly rolling up to standing, bring the arms around to the sides and up. And staying at standing, bring the arms around to the sides and to the legs. Good. I'm just going to show you those of you that are a bit more new to Forrest, this step up technique in Forrest. There's no right or wrong to it. Sometimes I love a little bounce back, but the stepping up of the back leg after your lunge to forward fold, try and keep a straight back leg. So it's a bit like a peg leg. So as you lift it in, you have to lift the hip to place it down. So step it through. Yeah. Try it. Inhale, arms forwards and up. And exhale, forwards and down to fold. Half lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step the left leg back behind you, take the knee down to the floor. Arms lifting up to the ceiling, inhale, spread the palms. As you exhale, right hand comes down to the inside of the leg or on a block. Press the arm and the leg together. It's the pressing that's going to give you that inner thigh engagement again. Your back shin can rotate round a little bit here for your balance if it helps. Left arm is lifting. So I think the hips are staying facing the front of the mats. Good, the chest is opening out. So you're stretching open the rib cage into rotation. You breathe so you feel left ribs move and try to let go of the weight of the head. Just so we tend to try and hold a lot of our balance in the neck rather than the core. So if we can switch off the neck, the core has to do a little bit more. Good. Soften your upper shoulder. So if you bring your arm more in towards your gaze, or just drop the shoulder into a bit more release. Good. Take another full breath in. And exhale, bring the left hand down to the floor. Step back into plank position, inhale. Exhale, half or full chaturanga, but come all the way down to the mat. Take the hands a little bit further forwards than you did last time. Inhale, roll the shoulder blades down the back, lift the chest, lift the ribs, lengthen the arms. So take the hands even further forwards if you need to. Keep the shoulders coming down away from the ears. Think biceps facing forwards. So a little bit like that turbo dog feeding again. Elbows are hugging inwards towards each other and lightly pulling the floor towards you so you're coming forwards. Now really tuck the tailbone. If you try and pull the ribs forwards and you're in too much sync, you're actually causing more compression, okay? So you'll feel where it feels good. Keep lifting belly, lifting belly, lifting belly, like you're trying not to back bend. Inhale where you are. Exhale, pull the floor towards you gently. So you're coming forwards and back into the ground. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Press up to all fours, breathing in. Child's pose as you exhale. Spring forwards to all fours, breathing in. Tuck the toes, turbo dog, exhale. 2 full breaths. Inhale for 1. Relax the neck as you exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Straighten the arms, lift the right leg up, inhale. Exhale, bring the knee underneath towards your nose, shoulders forwards towards the fingertips. Pause, curl the nose closer to your knee. Hips lower towards the floor a little bit. Inhale, shoot the toes straight back up to 3-leg dog, long through the leg. Exhale again, bring the knee underneath towards your nose, shoulders forwards, flex the foot, step the foot down between the hands. Lift it if you need to, good. So rock the weight backwards, keep the back legs, knee to the floor, come into lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to the floor. Now step your peg leg up to forward fold. Just keep the legs straight, lift the left hip so you step it in, flex the foot to place it down. Good, really nice. Half lift as you inhale. It's okay, stay where you are, don't. Exhale, soften into the legs. Slowly rolling up to standing, bring the arms around to the sides and up. Staying at standing, bring the arms around to the sides and down. Forwards and up with the arms, inhale. And forwards and down to fold. Half lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step the right leg back, take the knee down to the floor. Inhale, bring the arms around to the sides and up. And bring both hands down to the inside of the front foot. Take the front foot open a little wider, so you come to lizard pose, or Forrest calls it mancoon. Tuck the toes at the back, option to lift up through the back knee. Keep a bit of strength in here too. Again, close the gap between your knee and your arms, so your left knee is pulling inwards to the center line. Imagine like the center core of the earth, all your gravity is pulling everything into the center, all the energy in that space. If your back knee is lifted, use your back foot to rock forwards and backwards, not up and down, forwards and backwards. Good. And then pressing back into the heel. Option to drop the knee if you want to. You're going to take your hands an inch further forwards or so. So again, think turbo dog arms. So you're sliding now your shoulder to the inside of the knee. Tony, keep pulling the knee in. If it doesn't meet, it's okay. Yeah, there you go, perfect. You can get there. Go drop the elbows a little bit closer towards the floor and then pull the elbows towards each other without losing the gap between knee and shoulder. Brum and close it in. Good. So you should be shaking a little bit. Good. Lift up the back knee so your back leg is even straighter, strengthening around that joint. Good. Now, if you're looking back towards your back foot, just bring your gaze forwards towards your hands. Check when you next need a manicure. Good, keep squeezing everything into the center line, belly lifting to spine. Whew, it's hard here, right? Inhale. Good, send the back leg to the floor if it isn't already. We come to lounge lunge. So keep your right hand towards that right upper corner of the mat. So now your arm is straight and your front toes are going to turn open a little. Now watch my back leg if you're new to lounge lunge. It's going to lift up and roll on the outer line of the leg. So you're rolling yourself into the front knee. Good. Keep your supporting arm straight, but let yourself sink into the shoulder on this one now. So let the shoulder come to your ear. Go down, let your hips sink towards the floor. That's it. Yeah. Good. It feels awkward as hell until you find the deliciousness of this. Okay. Your left arm is going to hug the knee towards your chest. So again, you're hugging everything in towards the center. Allow your forehead to rest in towards the kneecap. So imagine from your right armpit right through to your right little toe, there's this one long line that you're stretching. Breathe into it. Slowly start to unravel. Bring both hands to the floor and step it back into plank position. Inhale, creak. Exhale, half or full chaturanga, but come all the way down to the floor. Find the placement with the hands that felt the most delicious in your back as you take cobra. Inhale. Exhale, come forwards and down to the floor. Hands under shoulders, inhale, push up to all fours. Tuck the toes, downward dog or turbo dog as you exhale. 2 deep breaths, inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Gaze to hands, bend the knees, step, walk or jump to the top of the mats. Half lift as you inhale. Exhale, folding into the legs. Set the left leg straight back behind you. Take the knee down to the floor. Inhale, bring the arms around to the sides and up. As you exhale, bring both hands down to the inside of the front leg. Take the front foot open a bit wider. So come more towards lizard pose or moncoon. Close the gap between arm and the leg. Tuck the toes at the back, lift up the back knees. Your leg is active and straight and strong. Now use your back foot to rock forwards and backwards. Keep the spine long, so just gaze slightly forwards of the hands perhaps. Good. Good, and then pressing back into the heel, the knee can come to the floor if it feels good to, or keep it lifted if you want to stay working with the strength. Keep pressing the knee into your arm, but walk the hands forward so it's more of the shoulder and the knee that are talking to each other. Good, just think turbo dog arms, pull the elbows towards the floor and in towards each other. Good, then bring your shoulders forwards a bit more, Jenny. Yes, good, elbows lower. Good, pull abdominals inwards towards the spine, hug the knee into your shoulder. Find 20% of your body shaking. And the breath still flushing through. Soften any crankiness out of your mind. You're getting stronger, be excited about it, it's a good thing. Really nice, good. Soften the back knee to the floor. Lounge lunge, so left hand is at the left upper corner of the mat. Back leg rolls onto the outer line of the leg, let the hip sink to the floor. So you can hug your front knee in towards you, let your head rest into the knee. So keep that left supporting arm straight, so the shoulder is sinking to your ear. Good. And visualize the line running from your left armpit right through to the left little toe, trying to lengthen and breathe into it. Really nice. Just one more full deep breath. Start to unravel and bring the hands to the floor. Step it back into plank position. Inhale. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Come all the way down to the floor. Any placement for cobra that feels good in the back. Inhale, lifts the chest. Exhale, bring chest forwards and down. Press hands under the shoulders, all fours, inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. 2 full rounds of breath. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Take another inhale. Gaze to hands, bend the knees, step, walk or jump, top of the mat. Half lift is an inhale. Exhale, soften into the legs. Come into chair pose. Keep the feet hips distance apart. Arms reaching up towards the ceiling, and then forwards just a shoulder height in front of you. Good. Sink the sit bones back towards the heels, so toes curl up, splay the toes open, so the top of the foot is active. Good. Keep the knees reaching forward, separate them slightly. Good. If you turn your heels out a little bit, toes in, or parallel the legs other way, toes in and nudge. Go more like pigeon-toed, sit that way. Yeah, and then knees follow forwards. Yes, good. Now turn your palms and your biceps towards the ceiling. Take out the feeling of back bend, hug the abdominals in. Julie, just imagine you're very slightly tucking the tailbone instead of going back bend. Good, nice. Now reach forward through the fingertips. Love how I do that and everyone wiggles their fingers. Yeah. Give me your jazz hands, give me your powers. Good. Take an inhale. Now press through the heels of the feet to come to standing as you exhale. Whee. Hello, glutes. Good. You're going to come to a wall. I'm going to show you first. Julie, you'll probably be familiar with this anyway if you listen to the words I say. So you're going to bring, like your lizard pose, one foot about hip height or higher to the wall. You turn your back foot out slightly so you can be a little bit more on an angle with your hips. Now bending into the front leg, so you come back into that arm and knee connection. Can you see? You can move if you need to. So your arm and inner thigh connect together. If I do this on here, then maybe she can see too. So foot here, you're on the inside of the leg. My foot has turned out, so I'm not, if your foot is staying too far one way, just be mindful of your knee trying to pull in. I don't want any twisty knees. So strong leg, which is why we did the rocking lizard. Activate, stabilize on the inside of it. So a little bit like lizard pose. It feels quite good also if you have a block in your hands, because these are quite heavy, so you get a bit of traction coming through your back. And you just let yourself dangle into it. And you're pressing forwards towards the wall. You can hold on underneath the ankles to give you a little bit more pull towards it. Okay, might feel enough just to kind of stay upright as well. So just to feel into it a bit differently, it gives you a different strength point. Take it away. If you have questions, let me know. That's it. Yeah, the first bit, getting your foot up is like hook. That's it. And you have to lean it towards the wall, otherwise your foot slides off. You shouldn't get splinters on the wood. You might get a grubby foot though. Strengthen your supporting leg. That's it, good. Yeah, and then just let the weight of the arms just dangle on the inside of it. Really nice, good. Nice, good. So then you can try kind of bringing that bind under the leg. It's a nice way to build into leg behind the head pose as well, which we don't have to do today. Good, yeah, and you can bind into it too. Yes, absolutely. Good, do not try and force your head under your ankle, please. Don't get stuck. Nice. Really, really good. Take another full breath. It's great, Vision. Now keep that foot on the wall, just straighten up away from it. Take your time. Okay, straighten the leg that's on the wall and turn yourself so that you're in almost like a wide leg fold stance. So you're facing, so you're trying to describe this for Zoom, but you can't see me. I'll show you in a minute. So take your right hand onto your ankle that's on the wall, I assume, or same side, same side. You're sliding down the supporting legs. You're holding onto both ankles and dropping in. It's a different way of coming into that wide leg fold. Anna Forrest calls that Spider Woman pose. Nice. Yeah. Yes, it's okay. Good. Lovely. Now imagine now you are slightly back bending into it. So your sit bones and tailbone roll back. You'll get more feeling into the inner thigh. Good. And Maria, let the head relax into that as well then. Yeah, nice. Very good. Take a full breath in. I feel like you've stopped breathing. Good. Nice. Now you can either step the foot off the wall first. It's going to be slightly different coming out of this for each of us, depending on where your weight is distributed. Beautiful, nice. So try the lizard on the other leg against the wall. Give you do a bit of a hula hoop with the hips if you need to first. All done. Good. So the other leg on the wall, and you're on the inside of the leg for that sort of lizard pose feeling. Let the arms either dangle or you wrap the hand underneath the ankle, but just be mindful of your supporting knee that's tracking over the toes. It all looks pretty good in all of you. That's perfect. Good, nice. Sink, bend more into this knee so you get into the wall. Good, and then try softening the toes a little bit. Push into the ball of the foot. Yeah, nice. Good. That radiator is broken. You get hot yoga in that corner. It's our hot yoga studio you're in. Relax the neck again. Just try that. Yeah. Good. Start to unravel yourself from under your leg and come towards that wide leg spider woman pose. So both legs straighten. You have the hands sliding towards the ankles of both legs. Try to straighten through the legs as much as we can. Good. And then again, imagine you are slightly back bending into it. Julie, I can take no for an answer, but if you can, the foot that's on the door, can you lift your heel up and turn the toes down? Yes, well done, perfect. So yeah, you're trying to slightly inwardly rotate the legs. So you're pressing more into the inner line. Good. Kelly, can you, again, I can take no for an answer. Can you slightly back bend into it? Tailbone back, chest forwards, look forwards towards me. Follow the sound of my voice. There you go. Good. That's it. Good. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. That's really nice. Good. And then slowly unpeel yourself from the pose. Well done. Good. Nice. How are we doing on time? Good. Come back to your mat. Walking like John Wayne. Well done. Good. Come into a wide leg stance. Doesn't matter which way you go. Actually, let's all face the windows so we all get a nice. Let's all. So yeah, and on Zoom either way. Lovely, but now it'll make sense. Turn your right toes towards the top of the mat. Come into warrior two. Let the arms again just dangle on the inside of the legs. Good. So take your right hand down to the inside of the foot. You can take a block under there if you want to. Left arm lifting up to the ceiling. Wrap the left arm, so back of the hand slides behind the lower back to half bind. You can tuck the hand into the waist or to the thigh. And keep your ribs hugging in. Again, think about the center of gravity, pulling everything into center. Good. If it helps here, if you are in that half bind and you want to stay there, then slide your hands on the inside of your leggings or your shorts. Call it the pant grab. Kind of gives you a good hold. If your hand is on your inner thigh, lots of you have that, it's perfect. So use your fingers to roll the inner thigh muscle out a little bit. So you're encouraging even just that nudge of the fingertips to cue the inner thigh to roll open. And imagine you are slightly tucking the tailbone again, or you're lengthening the sacrum down, curl the right sit bone underneath, but then pull the thigh open. So you get that kind of two-way rotation to it. That way. You feel that? Yeah. Good. If you want to take full bind here, then thread the other arm underneath. You've been in that leg already for like 100 breaths. I'm like, just 3 breaths, 12 breaths later. Good. Now try and lift your sternum up to the ceiling. So chest opens, not the neck. Tony, let go of the neck. Good. Sink deeper into that thigh, right thigh. Take a full breath in. Slowly unravel your bind wherever you are with it and come through wide leg forward fold. Take a little wriggle into it, swaying if it feels good to you. Now slowly roll yourself back up so you're in wide leg stance, just upright. Roll the shoulders down the back. Really nice. Turn your left toes towards the back edge of the mat. Come into warrior two with left leg leading. Good, again, let the arms just dangle on the inside of the legs. Keep the hip bones facing the windows, facing the long edge of the mat. Pull the left thigh back. So your left hip is quite active here to hold the thigh bone parallel. Good, again, pressing on the inner line and the outer line of your left foot to stabilize that knee and the hip. Good, we are still breathing. Good, bring the left hand down towards the inside of the foot onto a block if that feels good to you. Press the arm and the leg together slightly. Curl the left sit bone under. Right arm lifts up to the ceiling. Bronwyn ribs in, relax the neck. Good. And then bring that half bind. So back of the hand slides against the lower back or into the leggings. Good. Again, try to roll that sit bone under. And that one open. Press into my hand as well. Good. And then ribs as well, yeah. Inhale. Good. Into full bind if you want to, if you've got anything left. Good. Relax the neck, Ashtangi. Let go. So I think a lengthen here. Slowly unravel to wide leg fold. Good. Slightly pigeon toe the feet. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Slowly roll yourself through to standing. Nice. Step up towards the top of the mat. Good. Come through to chair pose again, feet hips distance apart. Inhale. Now, if we can, take care of any knee stuff going on. Place the sit bones to the floor as lightly and gently as you can. Good, no bruise bumps, please. Hug the shins towards you and come onto your back. Take a gentle rock side to side. And take whatever you feel your body needs here, just one or two more postures. Taking a twist on either side, or a bridge pose again, or happy baby. Good, and then bring yourself into a Shavasana with a block under each thigh bone. So you're going to slightly angle the blocks so they're supporting under the thighs here. Works the same as kind of having a bolster under the knees, just getting that slight lift of the thigh bones lets your lower back release a bit more. You can kind of play around with it, like under the bum cheek crease area feels like the best sort of space, under the hamstrings. Yeah, nice. If it doesn't feel good, doesn't work for you, then let it go. So Tony, bring them further down towards your feet. That's it, so your bum's on the floor. That's it. And then go lift them up a little bit, this way, just like that. That's it, that way. And lift this one, try that. Does that feel good? Bring the shoulder blades towards each other and down your back a little, so your neck is long. Allow the eyes to relax, the focus to rest at the center of the forehead. Let's notice the sensation of your breath. Notice the airways. Which side of the nose feels more active or open now? It doesn't matter if it's the same or different, but just having that curiosity to check in. Notice any other shifts in the body, the physical body or the energetic body. It doesn't have to be articulated with any particular word or phrase, but just notice into the feeling. Take a longer, fuller inhale that carries a little bit more energy to it. And a deeper sigh or release of the breath. Again, a fuller inhale. And exhale, releasing the breath. Let's bring some soft movement to the body. And when it feels good to just gently bring the knees to bend a little bit more, slide the blocks away from underneath your thighs. Then maybe rolling yourself to one side, and you can take a couple of breaths there first. Just bring yourself up to seated in any sort of way that feels just gentle without disrupting that stillness and grounding that you've cultivated. Place the back of the left hand to your left knee, connect the index finger to thumb. Nadi Shodhana. The right thumb comes to the right nostril. Close the nostril and inhale through the left side. Use your ring finger to close the left nostril, hold the breath. Open the right to exhale. Stay as you are, inhale through the right. Close both nostrils, hold the breath, lift focus to third eye space. Open the left to exhale. Stay as you are, inhale through the left. Close both nostrils, hold the breath, lift focus to third eye space. Open the right to exhale. Stay as you are, inhale through the right. Close both nostrils, hold the breath, lift focus to third eye space. Open the left to exhale. One more round. Inhale through the left. Close both, hold the breath, lift the gaze. Open the right to exhale. Stay as you are, inhale through the right. Close both, hold the breath, lift the gaze. Open the left to exhale. The hand rest to your knee, take a deep breath in or a sniff. And a deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bring the hands together at heart center. Namaste, meaning that the light in me sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining the practice. Well done. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Sim. Well done.